And we're back once again, only on Last Call. Last Call at the Alcohol, only on it's the Last Call YouTube channel. Joining me here, well, we usually have a lot of boxers and MMA fighters. Sometimes we have musicians. Last time we had Coffee Anderson. Want to wish him very well, and hopefully 2023 for him brings a lot of success. We're going from country soul to, you could argue, probably say a bit of Caribbean with Latin beat with rhythm. It's it's a family generation business, and they're part of it here. I give you Miss the lovely and talented Brisa Guzman-Sanchez. You know her from it's called the band Rhythm Tribe. So Brisa, it's a family affair. Your father's on the bass. Your close family friend Esau Garcia is on drums. Your brother Mason does on a guitar. Usually they say do not mix family with business. It's a bad idea. How does
Look,
this work? Why is it
I know.
for a long time?
That's the first thing that I thought about when we were first starting this when I was like I think I was still I forgot what year I was in college. I think it was like my junior year of college when we first started playing music together and kind of taking this on the more serious side. And I was definitely worried because I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the movies. Okay, guys, like every family affair in cinema just goes into like flames, right? So it was definitely something that I thought about, but the relationship I have with my family is definitely not always normal. Like they're like the parents who also wanted to be your friend. So that is just kind of like, it kind of makes it a little more fun and a little more emotionally relaxing, and also just, you kind of feel a little more calm in a room when you're being like vulnerable and creative, when you're around people like you feel safe with, so it's definitely like it's like an extreme I don't even know how to say it. It's extreme but safe at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it feels. And
I think people don't realize that there's a lot more fans and even singers who have family who are involved in their music, whether they're a band, solo singers like Gloria Stefan. Who's the other one who's like really big right now, who writes with her brother? I mean, people don't realize that there's lots of family involved, whether their manager, Miley Cyrus, whose mom is her manager.
right.
There's just tons of people out there that their family is involved in something like that, and people don't realize that. So it's not really uncommon like people think.
No, that's very true. A lot of artists. One of them that people don't really think about is Beyonce. She first started out working with her dad. Her dad managed her also. It's like the big one. And then she branched off and, became a beautiful butterfly of her own. And then she did her thing. But like family is so important. Even the Jacksons. Oh, there's so many family businesses within the music entertainment industry, period. But yeah, like it's definitely something like our generation, it goes back generations too, which is like the weirdest part, because we have 100-year legacy of guitar players in our family. I'm not a part of that legacy, but I carry the singing gene. Okay, I just play the guitar with my throat. And
what type of guitar players might we ask? Because just Spanish guitar, acoustic, electric. There's so many different styles. So coming from a little bit of a Latin background.
Yeah, definitely. I think my dad is probably the first one in the lineage to start incorporating the electric guitar, probably because it was like actually more popular and invented during his time. But my abuelo and my great grandfather and his father, does it go back one more?
No, great grandfather.
Great grandfather. That's who started as professional guitar players in the family, and they were Spanish guitar players. And then there's a Puerto Rican guitar called the cuatro.
Right.
It's like a little guitar. It's super cute. I love it, and it makes just like the loud. Like it's a small guitar, but it has such a presence to it. It's very full sounding. It's melodic. My dad's about to give it to me right now, so you guys can see. Welcome to the show.
I was just gonna say, can we hear a little bit?
But yeah, I don't know how to play, but if I strum it, it's really loud. Like it's loud. It's loud. It's beautiful. It sounds like you just wouldn't expect it. It's like the chihuahua of guitars. tiny,
Love
but
that.
not a bite, you know?
Now that's an interesting simile, the chihuahua of
Yes.
guitars.
And people talk down on Chihuahuas, but actually, like, they're the hardest dogs out there. They really stand for
They have a loud bark for being so
heck
small.
yeah. They'll press you if you're like 10, 20 feet away. Like, if you even think about coming near me, don't even think about it. Bite your toe off. Yeah.
So since you created this band, well, actually, how did it culminate together? Like, who was the final thing that was like, okay, let's do this? I'm
Okay,
in.
so it's a good question. So my dad was like, so like, you know how I said how we're friends. So he would, first of all, let me just explain what like a day in the life in this house is like. So you just randomly hear guitar playing throughout the house, regardless if we were singing or not. There's guitar playing around the house, and my dad's just like wandering, zoning out, playing. Like it's like therapy. And then I was a professional shower singer up until recently. So my dad was being nosy and like hearing at the door, or like him and my mom would hear me. And like sometimes, I don't know why, I just having ADHD, you just break out into random concerts in your room. And
I
I would
feel you.
a lot, and I would forget that, like, you know, I live with family. And that mixed with my brother like sneak playing guitar because he didn't want to get pressured by my dad. My dad was just very nosy, and he would knock on the door, and just one day he was like, so I don't know, you guys want to like do something with this? And we were just like, sure, I guess, like, let's just have fun to see how it goes. And that's literally just how it started, just us trying to make our dad happy for a little bit. And then we ended up loving it. Like, it ended up becoming such a great feeling. Was definitely nervous at first because both of my parents come from a professional musical background. So definitely was kind of scary because I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't going to be the nice parents who are like, you sound great. No matter what, I love you. It's like, if you don't sound good, they're like, could be better. A lot better. Like, dang. But definitely felt prepared for it. Feel like being also an athlete too got me prepared for the harsh talks, you know? So yeah, that's how it all started.
So that sounds like also a really quick, easy way when you're talking about the harsh talks for people who are starting a band or maybe solos on what to deal with, because it can be really hard getting into the music business, starting a band. It's not easy getting into the entertainment. What kind of advice would you give them?
I'm so sorry. You kind of cut out for me for a second. Could you say that one more
No
time?
problem.
Let me jump in here
Sorry,
for a second because it was a Costco could fix this.
Yeah.
See, as I said, this is the whole family thing. This is a band. You know, you're working on everything here together.
Yeah.
How tough is that for you? Because it's, as you said, it's you're filling in for the person behind you, the person behind you. Like, when do you ever feel like, oh crap, I'm losing my identity? This is part of the family band, and yet I'm guessing you have dreams of your own. Like, you probably going, hey, look, eventually I want to have my own solo album. Eventually I want to, go on tour. I want to do this. And it's, so, as you said, it's because it's a family business. How tough is it to figure out, okay, is this my voice, or is I'm just part of the family that eventually I'll get replaced as my daughter comes in here?
Right. Right. Like I that's a great question, because I feel like it's definitely something that has, I think that's in any person who does stuff with their family in the professional world. It's definitely something that's in the back of your mind. Like, you're really like hypersensitive and worried about making sure that you're kind of putting you in the music, and that you're not just like, listening to someone else all the time and not feeling like you have confidence in the words that you say. And you know even though this is like a family business, like Esau, he's our percussionist, like, he's family by choice. And he is also a great example of someone who's like, he's a creative on his own. He was a percussionist for just himself, for fun, a trumpeter for so long, and toured and everything. And he was always about being a part of a group. And when he got into this band, we've talked about like how we just all feel like we can all speak for ourselves in the music that we create together. It's not all just one person guiding the ship. It's kind of like everybody's taking turns, and it's like a melting pot. that ends up sounding really nice. That's literally what it just, it happens like that. It's not like we're kind of focused on, oh, let's do it with like this kind of sound. Because everyone in the band has a different music niche or taste of like like no one has the same musical taste, and I think that's also what makes the music sound so different, is that like you can kind of feel a little bit of everything in the songs, and when it comes to being, especially like I'm the youngest of the family, I'm the baby, and of course like the goal in the end, of course, I'm pretty sure I want my dad to like be in a guitar player in even my solo albums, because that man can rip. Okay, he is so talented. Like, come on. But let me not hype you up. But yeah, like Mason and I both, like we kind of have an idea of where we want to go in the direction with Rhythm Tribe, and everybody can branch out and do their own things still, and also be a part of Rhythm Tribe. I think that's always a possibility. I think you can always do both. You don't have to like, especially if I love it. If I love being with my family and also being creative on my own, I think if you have the confidence to achieve both, I don't think there's a reason to stop the other one either. Why not? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think that if you have the confidence and if you can balance both, why not pursue it? And I'm sure your family obviously is going to support you in what you want to do and what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope you guys support me. I'm doing the threatening.
Right now the big star. I was gonna say the big stars right now, Latino music, is Bad Bunny. It's still, of course, Jennifer Lopez. It's Shakira. How tough is that to break over to the crossover market when, as you said, it's a family business? I'm guessing Dad's going, I don't want you wearing something that Jennifer Lopez wears. No, that's not good. I'm guessing, your brother, he's going to tell your brother, nah, I don't want you to, get all garbed up and blinged up like Bad Bunny. I mean, there's an image you guys have.
Yeah.
How do you break over when it's still when Latino music? A lot of it is sex sells. It's a lot of sex, and well, hey, it's sex and music together. Like, how do you guys try to break through without that?
Well, I think the way to break out from that is by thank you. Is by being different. Like hold on, sorry, just give me a second. Sorry. So yeah, the way that like we're definitely not a group that's trying to sound like everyone else. I don't think yes, that is a way to get a quick hit and to get a quick moment of momentum, and possibly, if you have creativity, to go somewhere with that. But I don't think we need any more Bad Bunnies. I don't think we need any more J-Los. I think they serve their purpose as the artists that they are, and that what's important is that we kind of branch out and see what sounds different, even like bringing up older styles, bringing in, that classic R&B sound mixed with the Latin sound, those melodies, the notes that you hear in those songs create a completely different feeling that you would hear from a Bad Bunny song and a J-Lo song. Those club hits, they're those artists that get you, pumping for a club and for Vegas and for shows, and they're amazing. Don't get me wrong, I'm fans of both. But our, whole purpose in the music that we make is to kind of like bring you guys into our living room, or to, imagine yourself sitting down at like a nice evening dinner or something, and you're at a cafe or a beautiful restaurant, and you see an act performing, and you can sit down and relax and really hear the words and feel the words. And if you want to dance, yes, there's dancing probably involved at some point, but I would say we're more on the vibes of like a Latino Adele. That would be like Adele's performance. She has you sit, she doesn't have the whole show. She just comes as she is. She, does her stuff. She talks how she does. She is herself completely. And, if you like her, you love her. And if you don't, you don't. It's okay. And that's kind of like the whole vibe. We don't want you, we're not trying to motivate you to be anything but yourself and to lend an ear, literally. We just want you to just feel warm. That's like the whole goal. We want you to feel cozy and maybe cry a little bit and a little depressed, but that's only for a few songs.
So how much goes into this? And like everybody thinks, oh, it's easy. I have a guitar and drums. We can just play a song, and it's like, no. This is hours of recording. It's hours of writing the music. You're rewriting it, editing it. No, this doesn't sound good. This chord needs to go. This verse needs to be changed. We need to move the guitars here. Like, how much time goes into making just one song, just for an album?
Oh my gosh. I started getting anxiety thinking about it just now. I'm not even gonna lie with you. Or lie to you, sorry. But yeah, I would say for like, okay, for one song, it's like it takes a few months just to like get an album like figured out, rehearsing. I'd say like 2 to 3 months to just get like the ideas down, to have all the words, because like I have to, I have to write them. So I'm like, I have to find time. I'm a behavioral technician too as well. So like finding time between that and being an audio forensic analyst and like also doing this, because I'm trying to like make money and like live life as a 24-year-old and also be creative. It's very hard in Los Angeles. I think a lot of people can attest to that. It's hard to be creative and be in that workforce at the same exact time. But it definitely
2 weeks production.
Yeah, 2 weeks production. After that, after those first few months of writing and finding the time for everyone to come over and jam, so then we can figure out what to do. And we do it in our living room, and then we hit the studio. Takes like we usually do it. This is not what you're supposed to do, but sometimes we've done it in like 2 days. We've done it in like 2 days, like 12 songs. And that was like the most traumatic thing in my life for a moment. Like, and we like played them live. It was completely terrifying. And then other times we've done like 6 songs in the span of a weekend. And yeah, you just like sit in there and like, it's very therapeutic. It's not stressful. I think the most stressful part is the creative portion to it, and just like the beginning of like, what do I want to talk about? I think that's like the hardest part. But yeah, after those first like 2 months of like having brain farts and walls, then we figure it out. And then it's like a swift extra month after that.
So I guess I have a couple of questions. Where are you most comfortable in your artistry?
Wait, I just said crisscross applesauce. I'm sorry.
Because, as you grow into it, you're finding your groove, having a band, realizing you also want to do a solo project. Where are you finding kind of your groove, right?
I'm sorry, say that last part.
Where you're also kind of finding your groove.
Oh,
like
yeah.
where you feel comfortable.
I'd say like in like what kind of style of singing do I feel most comfortable in? Is that like what you're asking, or more of
It could be kind of, I feel like every artist in there, like you're saying, you feel really anxious when you are trying to write lyrics to a song. You get anxious in regards to that. So it really could be anything. It could be performing. It could be like you feel more comfortable. Some people feel so comfortable on stage. Some people feel really comfortable when they're by themselves, creating or recording. Some people just feel cool actually just doing an impromptu jam session with their family. So it could be any one of those. Where do you feel most comfortable?
I get you now. Sorry about that. Thank you for clearing that
No
up.
problem.
I would say my dad was whispering to me just now. He's like, the studio, and I'm like, no. That stresses me out too. I do love the studio. I have anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. So like just the pressure of like making sure that everything is like, being recorded and tracked, and I'm a perfectionist. So like I do love being in the studio, but it is a stressful time as well, but like a happy stress, but I'd say the most comfortable place I would say probably live, like jamming with jamming with the band, like especially here, or yeah, honestly, like the living room is like what I envision when I get nervous. I'll just imagine like being back in the living room with the band, and Esau with his like he when we first met, he came over to jam and brought these zebra rugs to put his stuff on. And like ever since then, ever since then, I just always imagine that when I get nervous. I just imagine him playing on his zebra rugs and we're like just surrounding him and singing. Yeah. That's like my most comfortable place. And the shower.
I like that. Now here's a question: can you bring that to stage? Can you bring zebra rugs and somehow a shower to stage?
Honestly, okay, zebra rugs, definitely. They have to be mandatory, and they will be. On our live performance, we're performing at the Vibrato Grill on April 16th in Hollywood, and the zebra rugs will make an appearance. Just letting you know. But the shower, I don't know if plumbing can even work over there, like in that in an area like that. Like, I feel like there's too many wires. That's a tricky situation, isn't it?
You know how some people kind of do like that rainfall in the background? That could kind of be
right with the
shower, right? With the zebra rugs. You never know. People, you can make it happen.
It's true. It's true. I always get nervous though. You ever see like those people who perform in like the fireworks sparklers come down behind them?
Yes.
Like an American Idol. I always thought somebody would get caught on fire. I don't know why. Like that just always.
But you know what? I feel you because sometimes it happens.
Exactly. I'm like, you see, no, I never wanted to win American Idol because that's at the end. That's terrifying. Every year.
You just hope they run out with the fire extinguishers and and run off stage.
I was gonna say, quick for you. I remember when I spoke with Coffee Anderson, and he said that the biggest challenge also is, especially for smaller bands, it's your own money. You're putting everything into it. You have to hustle, do YouTube videos. You have to, go to the conventions, play in small theaters. You love it, but it's a lot of money. As we said, you're not Bad Bunny. You're not Jennifer Lopez. There's not a big studio that's going, hey, here's a check. Well, anything you want, do it. Hey, you want flying doves, fireworks, we'll do it. All that. You guys got to pay for a lot of this stuff, and I'm guessing, when it's, even publicity stuff like that, it's a lot of your own. It's a lot of working. Like, how tough is it sometimes when it's, yes, you're a singer, but you're also, you write your own music, you produce it, you help, you help finance, the tour. You probably help with getting publicity out there, going on social media, doing all this. Got to learn how to say it in Spanish. Like, how tough is it? Literally being like the indie band that has to, work 24/7.
Yeah. It's definitely like it's so stressful, but it's worth it. Like it's just hard because yes, like we have our own company, we fund ourselves, and it's definitely something I would say is not for everyone. It takes a very committed type of mindset to really like just buckle down and be like, I'm going to gamble $6,000 and hopefully something happens. Like that is so stressful. Like I know to J-Lo and Bad Bunny, $6,000 is like, wipe your butt with it. But like $6,000 is a lot to any, normally financially stable person. $6,000 is a good amount. That's like a few months of rent right there. So that just thinking about that, and like especially us coming from like the middle working class, more like middle low, so coming from that mindset of like always stressing about money growing up, it was definitely something like to now, like being an indie band is something that's definitely in like the back of our minds, and like being our own distribution, just like being our own indie label, it's stressful but worth it, just because like we just really believe. I feel like if you believe in your project, it's something that you can, not really feel too worried about. Like, yes, you're worried because, all of this whole world of music is, just lucky timing and making like, just being consistently there and making sure that like it's slow and steady, but like at any given moment, you don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. You just got to hope it's going to happen, and that's like the stressful part, is like with big labels who like partnership with, you know, artists like J-Lo and Bad Bunny. It's like they have a whole audience, they have a whole fan base, and you know, they have guarantees of a certain number of turnouts and everything. And starting out is a little stressful with that whole, like, you know, mindset. But I don't compare myself to those people, because why do that? You know, like that's not fair. You know, J-Lo started out as a fly girl on In Living Color with like an almost unibrow, and now she's popping. And she was an amazing dancer always, but it's like everybody starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. And I think like look how far her career has been, and she wasn't even in music at first, but she always made sure she was consistently there somehow, some way. And I feel like that's kind of just like the whole goal, especially with when you're being independent. Just making sure that somehow you're making some money so you can consistently be there, you know?
Last question for me before I let you go. It's you know, I remember it was, you know, with Coffee Anderson, he said it was playing at the Opry. I remember with another rock band, it was playing at the LA Forum. What's for you, like, what's the dream place you want to play at? Like, for one place where, like, if I play here, I'm golden. Is it like, is it Miami Stadium? Is it, you know, New York, Madison Square Garden? Is it the theater? Like, what's the one place you want to play at?
Oh yeah, it's Madison Square Garden. That was like my dream since I was a little kid. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because like it was just like a dream that I didn't even entertain as a kid, because I was like in dance and I was an athlete for so long. Like I did martial arts and track and field, and like I thought I was gonna be like in the Olympics or something like that. But in my mind, I always sang since I was a kid, and I would think of myself being there, and that's the goal always. That, and also I want to have a concert in like a really awesome park. It's a weird goal, but I really want to have it like in a park, almost like looking like an enchanted forest type area, and I want people to like get hypnotized by the music. But yeah, those are my two goals. But we'll go with Madison Square Garden.
As I said, once again, we are proud to have it's all the way from one of the hottest rising bands in the business. I give you, well, the lovely and talented. It's the lead singer here, Miss Brisa Guzman-Sanchez, otherwise known as it's a band called Rhythm Tribe. Before I let you go, so where can fans check you guys out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website? Where can fans listen to your music?
Oh yes. So if you guys want to check out, this is my dad printed this. This is our new album, Next Level. If you guys want to check out our music, it's on dancemaster.com for purchase. And DANCEMASTER.com, all one word. And then if you guys want to view our music on YouTube, it is at VRL Music, MUZIC, because we're fancy like that. Also Rhythm Tribe. And also at Rhythm Tribe as well on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook. That's where we're at.
Rhythm Tribe, ladies and gentlemen, once again with the lovely and talented rising singer Brisa Guzman-Sanchez. Always our pleasure having on the show. We come back. We got a lot more going on. Only on it is Last Call. Last Call, the alcohol. Only on it is the Last Call YouTube channel.
Oh wait, we got one more last call.
What's the last call?
Tomorrow at 9 p.m. on KFI AM 640, iHeartRadio. We're doing our live performance on the radio station. So I hope you guys can tune in. That was the last call.